All right, folks. Well, I went for a little cruise on the gravel roads yesterday, and I'm pretty sure my four-wheel drive is not working. So that was definitely a bit of a surprise. I'm going to jump in and see if I can get it figured out. All right, well, as you can see, the truck is very dirty. I actually found an area really close to here that has a whole big hillside full of trails and roads and all kinds of stuff. So looking to spend a bunch of time out there in the next little while. All right, well, thanks for stopping in. Before we get started, I just have to ask if you could please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you're interested in following along with what's going on here. We're going to jump into this truck right now. So as I mentioned, four-wheel drive is not working. I was pretty surprised by that. So I just rebuilt the transfer case. It's possibly something to do with that, or it might be something to do with the Dynatrack hub. So we're going to put this thing up on axle stands, front and rear, just put her in four-wheel drive and see what's happening. Is the drive shaft on the front spinning? Are the front wheels spinning? You know, just figure out what's going on. The truck is all jacked up now. It is time to run it through its paces and just figure out once and for all what is working and what is not. All right, well, after an appropriate amount of self-pity, I am recovering from the fact that four-wheel drive is not working, and it's coming from the transfer case where there's the problem. The front drive shaft is not working. It will go into low range, which it wouldn't do before I rebuilt the transfer case, but for whatever reason now the front drive shaft is not engaging. So pretty frustrating. I'm going to have to pull her out and pull it all apart again and try and figure out what went wrong. But anyways, it is what it is, so let's just jump in and deal with it. It's actually a couple days later. It has been pretty snowy and stuff here. I've had a bunch of other stuff to do, so I haven't been super busy on the truck. But not sure if you can see up here, but I've got all the linkage up to the four-wheel drive shifter removed. Got the front drive shaft removed. Rear drive shaft is removed. The transfer case has been drained. I had to just sort of move this support here back a little bit so I could get at that last nut. I've got one safety nut on there right now. And I am going to do the not approved method of just kind of bench pressing this thing down. I do have some blocks of wood here I could probably use, but I have installed it like this, so should be all right. And then I can bring her inside and pull it apart. All right, and there we go. My freshly rebuilt transfer case, rebuilt by me, is pulled back out of the truck. Can't say I'm too happy about it, but gonna pull her on apart and try and figure out what the heck is going on in there. Okay, well, I've got it all stripped apart. Bunch of parts there. The main case and stuff is there. I do not have a clue what happened. So basically, this snap ring sort of deal is part of this kit that I bought, where you get those three things called keys. I think it's called lock and key or snap and key or something like that. Okay, so basically there is two of these rings. I actually thought they were broken again, but it doesn't appear to be the case. The last time around, these were broken, and then these things, which I think are called keys or something like that, these were not broken, but this time around, the ears, or whatever you want to call them, are missing off of this one. See, compared to this, it's got these little bumps sticking out the sides. So I've called the transmission parts supplier in Vancouver that I bought this stuff from. They're going to try and get me some new stuff shipped up here. But in the meantime, I'm really not seeing any good reason as to why that would happen. You may recall last time out near the output shaft, there was a snap ring broken, and I thought that was what caused all this problem. And I bought this real beefy version of that. So this is what I'm talking about here. Rather than just having a snap ring near the rear drive shaft on the output shaft, there's these, it's kind of like this collar that goes over. So inside here, there's a groove out on this edge. Hopefully you can see that. So that replaces where the original snap ring goes. And then this thick ring goes over top of that, holding these two together. And then this snap ring holds all that together. So the original snap ring was broken when I rebuilt it the first time. I assumed that was why it had caused problems up in this area with these things here. But this time, this stuff had not broken or moved or anything like that. So I'm a little bit confused as to what happened this time around. But as you can see, I mean, in all this sort of stuff, I mean, this stuff can only go on one way. I mean, that's tapered, obviously. So I had that on there. The next piece, see there's like a standout here, and this side's smooth. So that only goes on one way. So that only goes on one way like that. And then this piece here, shift ring or whatever we want to call it. See, this end is chamfered, that end is not. This is apparently a common mistake. I was really careful, I knew about it, and when I just pulled it apart, it was in fact chamfered side down, and that sort of interacts with these gears here, or these teeth on this brass ring. So I'm not really seeing anything that appears to be put together wrong, and I have to tell you that is quite frustrating. You know, I have no idea why this happened, and unfortunately I'm gonna have to buy these new parts. All right guys, well, I hope to get this video completed with the truck going out 4x4ing, but I'm gonna have to wait for a few days for parts, at least a few days. I don't know if you're familiar with what's going on in British Columbia right now. Those of you in Washington and maybe Montana and stuff might be experiencing some of this, but we've had what was called an atmospheric river, where there was just like maybe 10-12 inches of water, of rain kind of fall in a really short amount of time, or I think it was around that, like shocking amounts of rain anyways. There's been massive flooding, mudslides, rock slides, all that kind of stuff. All the major highways are shut down, you know, towns evacuated, everything like that. So it's it might take some time before I can get these parts in. The guy I spoke to today said maybe 3 or 4 days, but you know, who knows? Hopefully I get it this week, but we'll see. So in the meantime, rather than waiting until this video is done, I figure I better just put this out there and show you guys what's been going on. I was really hoping to get in there and find some sort of obvious fix or something that I did wrong. I felt really confident about you know, the fact that I rebuilt it properly, and it's still possible that something was buggered up, but I did not see anything that seems to be out of place. So kind of a frustrating situation. The first time it went, it seemed like that snap ring at the end of the output shaft was probably to blame, but that did not break this time, so really no clue what's going on here. Anyways, I'm just gonna have to keep plugging away at her. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for parts, I'll be you know, just trying to get as much other stuff buttoned up on the truck as I can, and Lord knows there's plenty of that. So anyways, thanks for checking in, guys. Please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. If you want to see me in between videos, I'm pretty active on Instagram lately, and that is the Stocky Bald Man. And also I've been doing a lot of YouTube shorts lately, and let me know what you guys think of those, if you've been seeing them or if they're getting recommended for you. So anyways, take care, have a good day, see you on the next one.